Hey designers, so in this video I'm going to talk about how I land clients. I had a recent comment on a YouTube video and Naeem basically is asking, as a beginner, there are so many things I think of, and what makes me feel not so good is what exactly a client wants and what kind of website do pros like you create for clients. I think the main one is, how do you land clients and how do you know what they want? It's a pretty common problem that designers have, and I still have. I've never earned six-figure salary, nowhere near 100,000. I've never worked for a huge company, but to give myself some credit, I've been in the industry for 10 years. I'm going to share some inspiration for you, and then I'm going to show with my own examples some proof. This inspirational post by Namya, and she is on Twitter. She is a successful designer. She gets the same question, how do I land clients? And here is my simple formula. So my secret: share your work, let it speak for itself. Quality attracts clients. So let's actually put this into action. So this is my Dribble account, and a client reached out to me because they looked at some of my work, and what they really liked was the Sabang template, and this is something I did in Figma. And what they commented on was they just liked the use of AI. Another thing they pointed out in the interview is they really liked the gradients. So they looked back at some work that I did. So this is not something that you just do like in a day and you're going to get clients. This is something you have to start doing every day for months, for years. If you actually look back, like way back, you can see I've done quite a lot. I mean, we're going way back to when I did a 30-day web design challenge. We go way back if it's going to load. So you can see I've done so many. I did a 30-day challenge, and you can probably tell that from the early concepts that I did, even though I didn't spend a lot of time on these. So like this one here, for example, that was like a 30-day challenge, and I started just doing loads of concepts. So you can see gradually I just kept sharing, and then a recent client, like I said, this year, they reached out, and you can see the improvements. So this is another thing about sharing your work. If you do this consistently, like every day, or at least once a week, you're going to attract clients that like your work, your type of work, your style. This is another thing, you're going to find your style as you start sharing work. So my style is very minimal, clean, simple. So when I started working with them, just to show you some concepts that I did. So this was for an agency called Artium. They just needed me to come up with some concepts for their landing page, their marketing site. Probably half of it wasn't used in the end. They needed some fresh eyes on their team. They already have some designers, but they just needed some different concepts. So I came in and tried to do something different to what they already have. So I ended up using some AI images that I created in Midjourney, and even though some of the images are not that great, but it's just to give them some ideas and some concepts. So I think that this was quite different to when you look at the competitors. Okay, so here's some other concepts where I was sticking with this prism style shape, and they didn't go with this in the end. Again, here you can see that I was going with this style. So here is some other work that I did which didn't get used in the end, but from the Next.js website, they had this prism style. So this is the inspiration that I used. So you can see here, they offer product design, software engineering, product management, talent acquisition. So this is the kind of thing I was doing, all in Figma. And I ended up with something like this, very simple, very minimal. And you can see the different styles that I was trying to go for. So another post that I would like to share is, if I go to my profile, the Twitter UI post that I did, someone reached out to me, and this is a founder. This is for a Web3 startup, and it was actually for a front end role. But what happened is that I was just being super honest with them and said, look, I'm not a expert front end person. I'm more of a designer. So eventually I didn't get the role. The amazing potential is that if you share work, even though this is not the type of work I want to do, I just wanted to understand about UI design, and my background is I do HTML, CSS, Tailwind CSS, but it just shows that if you put out work, clients will find you and they'll reach out to you. So let me know what you think about this strategy. Have you been sharing your work? Has this worked for you? Leave it in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.